Hey guys, welcome to another episode of So Not Scary. Today I'm going to show you how you can make this adorable and very useful bookmark using only your mini sewing machine. Okay, so in order to make the bookmark with a little heart applique on it, these are the things you're going to need. You're going to need a fabric to make the bookmark with. You're going to need something to create the applique with, and I'm using this really cute red felt. It's a 40% wool mix felt piece, so it's really high quality. I've also got a piece of heavy fusible interfacing, which I've cut up 4 centimeters by 16 centimeters, but you can pretty much cut your interfacing to any size you want. It has to be the exact same size that you want your bookmark to be, okay? And in order to install this string on top of the bookmark, I'm going to use my eyelet toolkit, and I'll show you how I use this. And obviously, finally, we are going to need our mini sewing machine. Now let's move on to the next step. The first thing I'm going to do is take my fusible interfacing, and one side of it is shiny where the glue is, okay? I'm going to place it shiny side down onto the wrong side of the fabric, okay? And I'm going to place it down, matching it up to the pattern. And what I want to make sure is that there is about 1 centimeter of fabric all the way around it, or about 1/2 inch, okay? I'm going to press this into place using a hot iron. Now I'm going to fold it over with the right sides together, matching the fold with the edge of the interfacing, okay? And I'm going to cut away the excess fabric, okay? That's what we are left with, and that's what we will work with, okay? So here I've got a really thin heart-shaped die, and if I put it on top of the interfacing, I can see that it's just the right size. I'm going to use this die to cut some felt. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some regular fabric glue. You guys have seen this before. I've used this lots of time before. I'm going to put tiny little dots of glue onto the back of this felt. Gently press it down, and it shouldn't take too long to dry, okay? So now we're going to set up our mini sewing machine. Let me quickly walk you through what I've done. So my top thread is red, and if you want to learn how to install the top thread, follow my link below to the P for Perfect method. That'll make it super easy for you to thread your mini sewing machine. At the bottom here, in the bottom bobbin chamber, I've installed a black bobbin because we won't be able to see the underside of the applique anyway. And once again, to learn how to install your bobbin, follow the Nifty 9 methods link down below, and you'll be able to learn very quickly and easily how to do that, okay? So my plan is not to reverse stitch any of my stitches, just to keep the whole project very tidy. So I'm going to lower the needle in, switch on the light, and I'm going to sew as close as possible to the edge of the heart, okay? Here we go. I'm going to lift the needle out of the project, make a loop here after the tension disc, and then pull the whole project out, and let me show you what we'll do next. Okay, so the heart has now been stitched up, and I've deliberately left these threads quite long. What I'm now going to do is take a hand needle, a hand sewing needle, Poke it through the tip of the heart, pass these threads out to the back of the fabric and knot them behind. And what that'll do is keep everything nice and secure. Okay, so the threads have now been secured. For the next step, what I'm going to do now is fold the bookmark with the right sides facing together. So the heart is on the inside of the sandwich, as you can see. Now we're going to sew two little straight lines on the short ends of the fusible interfacing. So one line here and the other line here, okay? So for that, I've threaded my mini sewing machine with black thread, okay? I'm going to lower the needle right next to the fusible interfacing. There. Lower the presser foot, and now the fusible interfacing is going to act as my guide as I sew. This time I will be doing the initial 3 stitches forward and back to lock the threads in. Now we are going to do some trimming. So I'm going to take a sharp pair of scissors and trim as close as possible to the stitch line on both sides. So now we're going to turn the whole thing inside out. Now we're going to take the whole thing to the ironing mat or ironing board, press it down, and also turn these corners inside. So let me show you how I do that. And I'm going to dab a little bit of glue on the inside. We are now going to stitch all the way around the 4 sides of the bookmark, keeping just inside the borders. Hey guys, so the stitching part of our project is over, and let me show you what our bookmark looks like so far. My mini sewing machine was struggling initially because we were sewing through several layers of fabric. So that's 4 layers of fabric and a layer of heavyweight fusible interfacing in the middle as well. So all I did is I simply pressed down gently on the presser foot and it stopped skipping stitches. The other thing I wanted to point out is that I chose to use like the sketchy, almost free motion embroidery look by going over my stitches 3 times. And what that did is 2 things. A, it covered up my mistakes, okay, because my sewing wasn't perfectly straight. And secondly, what it also did is it gave it this sketchy look, okay, where the stitches aren't perfect, but it all works because it's just a bookmark, okay? So if you are also struggling with perfectly straight lines, try doing this. Try going over your stitches 2 more times and you can make it work, okay? So the last thing we need to do is install an eyelet. So here with me, I've got my spring-loaded hammer punch. And I've chosen to use this cute little orange eyelet, okay? So let me grab my mat. So that's a little mat that came with my punch, okay? And that looks like a good place to install the eyelet. So I'm just going to start punching. There you go. It's all flattened out. Ta-da! So that's the eyelet installed. Now all we have to do is install the string. And there you have it. It's done. Guys, I hope you liked this little project that we just made together using our mini sewing machine. It was super quick, super easy. And when you do this without any tutorials, it'll take you all of 10 minutes to pull this together. And look how beautifully it sits inside the book. There it is. Okay. Sitting perfectly. So that's the DIY bookmark tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and if it helped you, please do give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel because I am posting out videos very regularly. My blog is called ooniCrafts.com, so please do go and check it out, and I will be posting up close images of this bookmark on there as well. I will post a link to that down below, and until the next episode, happy crafting!